All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're heading the streets to find the real soul of Chinese cuisine. And I mean, we're going way beyond the fancy restaurants. We're heading straight into that amazing world of sizzling woks, steaming baskets, and lights from the night markets.
So let me ask you this. Where do you find the true soul of a city's food? Is it in some quiet Michelin-starred dining room? Or is it somewhere a little more real, a little more alive? I'm going to argue that the answer is right here, on the street. This is where food isn't just a meal. It's the rhythm of life itself. And it all starts with the senses.
You know that sound? The incredible shatter of a freshly fried dough stick, a youtiao when you take a bite? Or the crunch of that crispy cracker they hide inside a warm, savory jianbing crepe? Man, that's how you start your morning.
Or how about that electric tingle from Sichuan peppercorns? The one that kind of numbs your lips right before the real chili heat kicks in? Yeah, that's the famous mala feeling you get from a bubbling, amazing bowl of malatong.
And then there's that smell, that deep, rich aroma of pork that's been slow braised for hours in soy sauce and spices, just waiting to get stuffed into a warm, crispy bun to make the perfect rougemont.
Because you see, this is way more than just grabbing a quick bite. Chinese street food is this whole complex cultural system. It has its own rules, its own rhythms, and its own special language. And the key word you gotta know is xiaoqi, which literally translates to small eats. But don't let that name fool you for a second. These aren't just little appetizers. A xiaoqi can be your breakfast, a light lunch, or maybe the most important meal of the day, that late-night supper. And what's really cool is how the role of street food completely flips depending on the time of day. In the morning, it's all about speed and efficiency, grabbing a steamed bun or a savory crepe to power through the commute. But the night market? Oh, that is a totally different world. It's social, it's festive, it's where friends and families gather to just hang out, share some skewers, and really connect.
Now, let's be real. You can't just talk about Chinese food like it's one thing. For a country this huge, street food is like taking a journey through different climates, different histories, different cultures. So, come on, let's take a quick tour.
Our first stop is Xi'an. This is the ancient capital, the end of the Silk Road. And the street food here, it is all about these incredible, hearty, savory flavors that have a history you can literally taste. Okay, first up, the roujiamo. People call it the world's oldest hamburger. And that combination of rich, stewed meat inside a crispy, chewy bun, it's just perfect. Then to balance all that richness, you've got liangpi. These are these amazing, slick, chewy, cold noodles that are refreshing and spicy and sour all at the same time. All right. From there, we're heading over to Sichuan province. This is a place where flavor is never, ever shy. We are talking bold, fiery, and of course, famously numbing.
This is the home of malatong, which is basically the ultimate choose-your-own-adventure street food. You grab a basket, you fill it with skewers of anything and everything, meat, tofu, all kinds of veggies, and they boil it for you in that signature spicy broth. It's like your own personal hot pot right on the street. And of course, you have the classic dan dan noodles with that perfect mix of savory pork and that electric mala sauce. And all this incredible variety really comes down to climate and history. In the north, where they grow a lot of wheat, you get salty, simpler foods like Beijing's famous jianbing. Out west, with all those Silk Road influences, things get hearty and savory. In the humid southwest, well, they love the heat of Sichuan's mala. And down in the subtropical south, in Guangdong, the focus is all on fresh, milder flavors, like those delicate steamed rice noodle rolls.
But, you know, all this amazing diversity sometimes gets lost in translation, and that leads to some pretty big misconceptions, especially over here in the West. So let's clear a few things up.
I'm sure you've heard this one before, right? It's probably the biggest stereotype of them all. This idea that all Chinese food is just a greasy pile of stir-fry. But the reality is so much more complex and honestly way more interesting than that.
Look, stir-frying is just one tool in a massive toolbox. Steaming is absolutely essential for getting those delicate textures in dumplings and fluffy buns. Red stewing is this amazing slow-cooking method that makes tough cuts of meat unbelievably tender. And roasting and boiling are at the heart of iconic things like Peking duck and hot pot.
And what about all those classic things you get with Chinese takeout? Well, get ready for this. Fortune cookies, actually invented by Japanese immigrants in San Francisco. Those white paper takeout boxes, that's a U.S. patent from 1894. And chop suey, totally an American creation.
In China, a sweet treat is much more likely to be tanghulu, candied fruit on a stick, and your food to go comes in a simple plastic bag.
But hey, the story doesn't just end with tradition. In the 21st century, Chinese street food has blasted into this new, supercharged era, and it's all being driven by the power of the internet. Street markets have been around forever, going all the way back to the Tang Dynasty. But after centuries of change, from the 24-hour markets of the Song Dynasty to the worker-focused stalls in the 1980s, we've now landed in the street stall economy, where a single viral video can literally make or break a food vendor. And the scale of this, it's just mind-boggling. We're talking about a live-streaming e-commerce market that's valued in the trillions of yuan. This digital world has become the new main street for discovering food. And sometimes, all it takes is a little bit of personality. There was a grilled skewer vendor named Chen Laimi, and her super warm, enthusiastic greeting to her customers, "Here comes, brother," got caught on video. It just exploded and became a national catchphrase. That simple, neighborly warmth connected with millions of people. And this isn't a one-off thing. You've got vendors like Noodle Brother, who became famous because he sold noodles for just 3 yuan a bowl for 15 years straight. These people become ambassadors for their entire city. Their internet fame can cause local tourism to spike by up to 40%. What goes viral isn't some fancy technique. It's sincerity, hard work, and a real, genuine connection. So when we come all the way back around to that first question, it's pretty clear. The soul of a city's food isn't just one thing. It's this dynamic, living mix of the past, the present, and the future. Chinese street food is a living museum, keeping ancient recipes alive. It's a powerful economic engine that creates real opportunities. And it's a form of cultural expression that's changing all the time. So maybe the next time you walk down your own street, take a closer look. What kind of stories is the food in your city telling?